This is the Aftermarket Radio Network. It's your weekly blitz with Chris, keeping you in the game.
Hey, good morning, everyone. Coach Chris Cotton from AutoFix-Auto Shop Coaching here. We are your auto repair shop coaches. Our goal is to help you, the independent auto repair shop owner, make your dreams come true. We do that by opening your mind to things you didn't know, and by getting you out from under your business and putting you in charge of your future as well as your family's future. Our goal is for you to stop having a hobby and start having a business you can be proud of and can take time away from. First and foremost, I want to thank AutoLeap. Without their continued support, this podcast would not be available free to you. Cartronic shop owner Syed Kazmi increased his revenue by 500% after 1 year using AutoLeap shop management software. I highly recommend scheduling a demo with AutoLeap using the link in our show notes. As you get into today's episode, you may know someone in your network who could benefit from the topic. So please take time to share personally or through your social network. As always, if you have an idea for a show topic or want to talk, feel free to get with me, Chris at AutoFixSOS.com. So we are, on episode 110, and we're back into our Leadership Gold book, chapter 19 with John Maxwell, Be a Connector, Not Just a Climber. I want you to remember and think about your journey. Have you been doing your application exercises? Have you been doing your mentoring moments? Feel free to share with me. I'd love to hear about that, how that's going for you personally, and as you help and prepare others. I want you to remember that leadership is relational as much as positional. Some leaders think they're playing the old children's game of King of the Hill. I think I'm dating myself here a little bit, but if you don't know what the game was, think about me, people from my era. Back in the day, maybe there was like a little raised area in the playground somewhere. For ours particular, it was probably way more dangerous. Somehow we got this big concrete tube that was about 40 feet long, I'm guessing, and probably 4 to 5 feet high, maybe. So what you would do is somebody would get picked. They would be up of this piece of concrete, and the King of the Hill was on. Basically, everybody and anybody that was on the playground with you would try to come up and attack you and pull you off the hill. If they were able to be successful at it and pull you off, then they were then King of the Hill, and then everybody had to pull them off. It got pretty brutal at sometimes, but sometimes with leadership, or we're thinking about that, that's what we're thinking about with leadership. And that's the wrong way to take that, the way wrong to think about it. It's not about conquering others so you can get to the top. It's about working with others. And I think many people don't realize that the game of leadership can be played, any other way than by knocking others down. There comes a point when all leaders are confronted with a choice. Are they going to compete at all costs, climbing over others to make sure they get to the top? Or are they going to connect with others and help them if they can? And so what we're trying to do with this chapter is think about and figure out what kind of leader are you and how are we going to develop that and move you forward. So most either fall in the climber or a connector category. They're either highly positional or highly relational. Again, which type of leader are you? So let's talk about some of the differences between climbers and connectors. When we're thinking about climbers think vertically and connectors think horizontally. Climbers are always aware of who is ahead of them and who's behind them in the standings, organization charts, etc., reading reports to see where they rank. Connectors, on the other hand, are focused on moving over to where other people are. They think more about who's on the journey with them and how they can come alongside them. Again, how do we move together? Climbers focus on position and connectors focus on relationships. Positional people desire to climb the ladder. Relational people are more focused on building bridges. Unlike positional people who desire to climb the ladder, the climbers value competition, connectors value cooperation. Climbers see nearly everything as a competition. For some, that can mean winning at all costs. For others, it can mean seeing success as an enjoyable game. Either way, they want to end up on top. Connectors, however, are more interested in using their relationships with others to foster cooperation. They see working together as a win. Moving forward, climbers seek power. Connectors seek partnerships. If your mindset is always set to win, then you naturally want power because it helps you climb faster and reach the top more quickly. Anything you can do on your own pales in significance to things you can do with a team of people. The way to create a really high-powered team or a high-performance work team is to form partnerships, which is what connectors are more likely to do. Climbers build their image and connectors build consensus. Because movement either up or down the ladder often depends on other people's perception of their performance, climbers are often concerned with their image because their next promotion may depend on it. Connectors are more concerned with getting everyone on the same page so that they can work together. Climbers want to stand apart and connectors want to stand together. Climbers want to distinguish themselves from everybody else in the organization. Think about it like if everybody's on the starting line, racers want to create separation and they want to leave everyone else in the dust. Whereas connectors find ways to get closer to other people and to find common ground that they can stand on together. In my opinion, if you climb without connecting, you may gain authority, but you're not going to have many friends.
AutoLeap is a cloud-based all-in-one auto repair software that helps to keep complete track of your business, from scheduling appointments to managing technicians to generating invoices. Supercharge your growth with AutoLeap. Customers that fully adopt AutoLeap see the following benefits in their first year: 30% revenue growth, with top customers seeing over 100% growth, 75% decrease in no-shows, allowing you to service more customers, 3 times increase in positive Google reviews, leading to stronger online presence, 50% time saved on administrative tasks, driving increase in operational efficiency. Do it all with AutoLeap. Key features and functions include estimates, invoices, scheduling, Google reviews, inspections, communication, QuickBooks, reporting. Get in touch with AutoLeap to see how you can transform your auto repair shop. For a limited time, if you schedule a demo, sign up with AutoLeap and they will waive the $250 implementation fee.
When we're thinking about it, there's 5 qualities you may find will assist you in connecting with others. Number 1, appreciation. It allows for differences in people and considers them interesting. Number 2, sensitivity. Knows about personal feelings and quickly adjusts to the moods of others. Number 3, consistency. It has the quality of being real, not phony, and gives only sincere compliments. Number 4, security. It doesn't try to be top dog, or they don't try to be top dog. It knows it isn't an automatic loss when others win. And finally, humor. Humor laughs at itself and it's not oversensitive. If you connect well, but possess little desire to climb, you may end up with many friends, but not much authority to actually accomplish anything. The most effective leaders always manage to balance both connecting and climbing. And so this shifts us towards connection. If you're in the process of shifting from being a climber to a connector, you might find yourself somewhere in this progression. Number 1, I want to win. Number 2, I want to win and you can too. Number 3, I want to win with you. And finally, number 4, I want you to win. And because of that, I'll win as well. Success is fleeting, but relationships are lasting. If you take a connector's approach to leadership, you have a much better chance of succeeding. You never know how you might be able to help one another as you strive onward in leadership. Next, it's great to talk about it, but what are the application exercise? So number 1, what is your natural inclination? I want you to think about the following list and put a mental check next to each phrase that best describes you. If you're in the climber category, or these are traits to help you identify if you're in the climber category, okay? Do you think vertically? If you do think vertically, put the check mark by it. Do you focus on position? Do you value competition? Do you seek power? Are you constantly building your image? And do you want to stand apart from everybody else? And then, so these are the traits of the connectors. Again, I want you to think about this and check. If you need to go back and rewind and listen and make a list, then you can, and then go from there. Connectors think horizontally. Connectors focus on relationships. Connectors value cooperation. Connectors seek partnerships. Connectors build consensus. And then finally, connectors want to stand together. So again, if most of your checks are in that one, then you're well on your way to becoming a connector. The next one in the application exercise is, how can you become a better connector? I'm going to grab my notes in the book real quick and read through these to make sure I don't miss anything. So how can you become a better connector? If you're a natural climber, you probably need to do more connecting with people. So I want you to try some of the following. Walk slowly through the halls. Take time to go through the workplace every day to connect with people relationally. If you've been to any of my classes recently, you know that as a service advisor, as a shop owner, This is one of the things that I want you to do. Maybe not walk through the halls, but walk through your business. Stop, ask people, how are they doing? Are they okay? Do they need anything? Secondly, remind yourself that people are human beings, not resources to be used. Leaders sometimes dehumanize others and think of them only in terms of the mission. Get to know your people and try to see things from their point of view. Third, put someone else ahead of you. Climbers tend to have a me first mindset. Think of a way to put someone ahead of you in some small way every day. Next, get off of your agenda. Leaders have agendas, places to go, people to see, and things to do. Be on the lookout for a moment in your day when you can set aside your agenda for 15 minutes for the sake of a person-to-person connection. Put the spotlight on others. One of the ways to help you gain perspective is to give praise and credit to others. Do that at least once a day, every day. We talked about a little bit about relationship coins in the class I recently did in Denver. And I stood in front of somebody that was in the class, and this is like being a service advisor at the counter, service drive, wherever you meet person to person with your customers. And I want you to think about pulling relationship coins out of your pocket and putting them in the hands of the other person. And I want you to do that repeatedly. Every time you give them a nugget of wisdom, every time you give them a thank you, you're pulling relationship coins out that hopefully those people will spend back with you at a later date. Okay. And then, so number 3 of the application exercise, how can you become a better climber? The ancient Greek historian Herodotus said, the most hateful human misfortune is for a wise man to have no influence. So if you have connections with others but no influence, then you may be wasting your potential. I want you to increase your ability to climb by doing the following. Number 1, define your purpose. Devote some time to the strategic side of the leadership equation. Know why you're there and get on purpose. Number 2, sharpen your focus. Some people-oriented individuals tend to be unfocused. If that describes you, set aside uninterrupted blocks of time to get things done without having to interact with others. Finally, pick up the pace. Since connecting with people often requires a leader to slow down, you may be used to working at a leisurely rate. Push yourself to pick up the pace. And finally, the mentoring moment for today, help the people you're mentoring to see themselves for who they naturally are, climbers or connectors. Walk them through the application exercises for their type. Watch them interact with others and give them pointers to help improve in their areas of deficiency. Okay? This has been Coach Chris Cotton from AutoFix-Auto Shop Coaching, reminding you it never always gets worse, but sometimes it has to get worse to get better. Remember, don't stop working today because tomorrow needs you. Please feel free to reach out to me, Chris at AutoFixSOS.com, or give me a call at 940-400-1008. Have a great day, everybody, and remember to rise and grind.
You've been listening to the Weekly Blitz with Coach Chris Cotton on the AftermarketRadioNetwork.com. Follow Chris on your favorite podcast listening app. Let him know what you'd like him to cover. His email is in the show notes. Chris is all for advancing the aftermarket.